Hi, I'm Ruth Hegarty of Creature Good Dog Training, and I wanted to demonstrate how to teach your dog touch. You have the instructions, but I just thought it would be helpful if you could see what it looks like. Since Shadow lied down, I'm going to just dip this down a bit so you can see what she does. So for this, you simply want your dog to put their nose to your palm. You can use something else. They sell targeting sticks, or you could use, a yogurt lid or something like that. But for now, we're going to use our hand. So you put your hand in front of their nose and you wait for them to touch it. Yes. And then they get their treat. Technically, the word touch is the last thing that your dog is going to learn. It's okay if you start saying it right from the beginning. Just be aware it's the last thing that they'll learn. So that would look like touch. And I wait. She's actually looking at the treat in my hand, so she's not doing it. If she doesn't do it right away, you can say the word again if you want. This is a great opportunity to help you if that's what happens with your dog. So one thing you can do is sort of rub the treat on your hand so that your hand smells like treat. Touch. She's going to smell the treat. And did you give me paw as well? She gave me paw as well. That's okay. If your dog does something like that, you're giving me all the good explanation opportunities. If your dog does something like that, just focus on if they also are putting their nose to your hand, and you can fade out this paw thing later on. So C work is totally acceptable in the beginning. Another thing you can do if they don't want to touch your hand, if the rubbing the treat doesn't work, is stick the treat between your fingers like this, like a Spokane treat, and that will get your dog to put their nose right to your palm. And then after they've practiced it a few times, you won't have to do that. Touch. Good girl. You more paw. Good girl. Good girl. Yes, that was very, very good. Yes. So she did that. She has tried this before. It's usually pretty easy to teach, but every once in a while your dog will struggle with something more than other things, and that's okay. Shadow came to me knowing sit and paw, and so yes, paw, good girl. So she tends to give me paw when she's uncertain of something. So as I've been working on touch, she'll sort of give me paw half the time. Good girl, good touch. And that's okay, because it's fun. I want to encourage her to have a good time with me. So sometimes I'll say, oh, you gave me paw instead. Sometimes she'll still get the treat. Or I'll ignore the paw and ask her again for touch. Touch. Paw? Yeah, did you give me paw? You can have a treat for paw, you good girl. Let's try again with the, whoops. So I'm going to rub the treat on my hand a little bit. Touch. Yes, good girl, good girl. So you see that she's using her brain. She's trying to figure it out. She knows paw. It's one of her favorites. She defaults to paw quite a lot. So if she's not 100% certain, or if she's, for whatever reason, doesn't want to put her nose on my hand, she's going to offer me a paw. And that's okay, because it's just part of her learning process, and I can refine it for her over time. So that's touch, pretty simple.